Are you done?
I'll let you know, Morty. Gone with the wind, am I right? If you don't like that one, Morty, an alt on that could be...
Have you ever asked yourself why Morty even sticks around with Rick? Think about it. Rick is the smartest man in the multiverse, but also one of the cruelest. He drags Morty into wars, scams, cosmic disasters, and emotional trauma almost every single week. And while it's hilarious for us to watch from the couch, the reality is, Morty has more than enough reasons to ditch Rick forever. In this video, we're going to break down all the moments where Morty should have walked away, from burying his own body to being emotionally gaslit, tortured, and humiliated by the person who's supposed to protect him. By the end, you'll see why Morty might be the unluckiest kid in all animation. Let's dive in.
You sold a gun to a murderer so you could play video games?
Yeah, sure. I mean, if you spend all day shuffling words around, you can make anything sound bad, Morty.
Number 10. The Anatomy Park Disaster. This was in Season 1, Episode 3. Nothing says family bonding like being shrunk down and injected into the body of a homeless man. That's how Rick decides to spend his Christmas with Morty in Anatomy Park. Now, I know what you're thinking. Theme park inside a human body? That sounds kinda cool. And yeah, if Disney bought the rights, maybe. But when Rick's in charge, it's more like a Saw movie with churros. Morty is immediately surrounded by killer parasites, homicidal pirates, and a literal immune system on steroids. Rick doesn't care. He's too busy showing off his new business venture to his shady investor friends. Like, Morty's about to be dissolved in stomach acid, and Rick's pitching it like Shark Tank. It only gets worse. Ruben, the homeless guy hosting the park, dies. His corpse balloons up like a Macy's Thanksgiving Day float and explodes over the city. Morty is traumatized, dripping in guts, while Rick shrugs it off as just another Tuesday. This should have been Morty's first red flag. When your grandpa thinks guinea pig is a term of endearment, maybe it's time to ditch him.
Rick,
Not now, Jerry. I've got much smaller fish to fry.
I wanted to say I'm sorry I ever judged.
Number 9. Morty kills Fart. This happened in Season 2, Episode 2. Morty Night Run. This one hurts. Morty befriends a gaseous life form he calls Fart, voiced by Jermaine Clement. Fart seems chill, even sings him a song. Morty feels like he finally has a friend who isn't trying to kill him, unlike, 99% of Rick's acquaintances. But plot twist, Fart wants to wipe out all carbon-based life, which by the way includes Morty. Suddenly, Morty is faced with the unthinkable. He has to kill the one good friend he's made in the multiverse. And Rick, he doesn't step in. He doesn't comfort him. He laughs. He mocks Morty's heartbreak with his classic cynical one-liners. Don't trust new friends, Morty. Don't even trust me. Like, wow. Imagine forcing your grandson to commit intergalactic murder, then turning it into a teachable moment. Morty should have ditched Rick here. Honestly, this wasn't just a red flag. This was the whole marching band in a parade of trauma.
Thank you, Morty. You are not like other carbon-based life forms. You put the value of all life above your own.
Number 8. The Purge Planet Breakdown. This was in Season 2, Episode 9. Look who's purging now. Okay, this one is dark. Rick drags Morty to a planet that celebrates a literal purge, one night a year where all crime is legal. Morty, bless his heart, wants no part of it. He tries to stay moral, keep his head down, maybe survive the night, but Rick, he sells weapons to the locals, then pressures Morty into joining the chaos. And Morty breaks. He goes from terrified kid to full-blown war criminal in the span of a few minutes, guns blazing, eyes wild, screaming as he massacres people left and right. The worst part? Rick laughs. He calls it character development, like turning your grandson into a sociopath is some kind of badge of honor. Afterward, Morty is horrified by what he's done, but Rick doesn't care. He just wipes the blood off his portal gun and asks what's for dinner. This is the kind of moment where any sane person would have said, yeah, I'm out. Grandpa's teaching me life lessons that end in PTSD, but not Morty. He sticks around, probably because the writers wanted another season. Number 7. Tiny Rick's Cry for Help. This happened in Season 2, Episode 7. Big Trouble in Little Sanchez. Sometimes Rick's experiments don't just traumatize Morty, they force Morty to become Rick's babysitter. Case in point, Tiny Rick. Rick uploads his mind into a teenage clone body to fight vampires at Morty and Summer's school. At first, it seems awesome. Tiny Rick is young, cool, dances in the hallway, and instantly becomes popular. Morty and Summer are like, wow, maybe this isn't so bad. But then, the cracks start to show. Tiny Rick is literally screaming for help through his songs. Like, let me out. What you see is not the same person as me. Morty realizes Rick is trapped in a dying clone body and that his cries are hidden under the upbeat pop star act. And here's the kicker. Instead of fixing it himself, Rick relies on Morty to drag him back to the lab, force him back into his old body, and save his life. Morty ends up acting like Rick's parent. This is backwards. Morty's supposed to be the kid. Rick's supposed to be the responsible adult. Instead, Morty is cleaning up Rick's messes and keeping him alive. At some point, Morty should have realized, if I'm the one babysitting my grandpa, maybe I don't need my grandpa.
The red one to why doesn't anyone really like me?
Focus, Grandpa!
Just put the stupid wires on my head. I hate being a teenager.
Number 6. Morty's Mind Blowers. This was in Season 3, Episode 8. This one is chilling. Morty finds out that Rick has been erasing his memories whenever things get too traumatic. The episode plays out like a twisted clip show. Morty watching endless examples of himself being humiliated, betrayed, or broken down, only to have Rick erase it from his brain. We see Morty begging Rick to stop, only for Rick to casually zap his memories away with the same attitude you'd use to delete old photos from your phone. Think about how horrifying that is. Morty's sense of self isn't even his own. Rick literally controls what he remembers, what he forgets, and how he processes trauma. That's not just bad grandparenting, that's full-on psychological abuse. When Morty realizes his memories are Swiss cheese, he's horrified. And Rick, he just smirks and says something like, "What, you thought you were having a fair adventure?" This is how it's always been. This is the multiverse equivalent of gaslighting. If I were Morty, this is where I would have ditched Rick. No portal gun, no adventure is worth having your mind scrambled like an Etch-a-Sketch.
Granite.
What?
I'm just saying, life's short. We shouldn't take things for granted.
Are you saying granite?
Well, yeah.
Number 5. The Wedding Squanchers. Season 2, Episode 10, Finale. Bird Person's wedding should have been a happy moment. Instead, it turns into a massacre. Rick drags Morty and the rest of the family to attend Bird Person's marriage to Tammy, which, surprise, is actually a setup. The Galactic Federation storms the place, kills Rick's closest allies, and leaves Morty traumatized by the carnage. And what does Rick do? He abandons his family. He literally leaves them stranded and goes on the run by himself. Later, he redeems himself by turning himself into the Federation. But let's be real, by that point, the damage was done. Morty had seen people he trusted get slaughtered, all because of Rick's chaotic lifestyle. Rick's enemies aren't just after him, they're after everyone around him. And Morty, who had no choice in the matter, keeps getting caught in the crossfire. This should have been the wake-up call. Morty should have realized, hanging out with Rick isn't just dangerous for me, it's dangerous for everyone I love.
Anybody?
What are we going to do? Where are we going to live?
Take it easy. This is a blessing in disguise.
Number 4. The Vat of Acid Lesson. This was in Season 4, Episode 8. The Vat of Acid episode. This might be the most sadistic thing Rick has ever done to Morty. It starts with a dumb idea. Rick creates a fake vat of acid to hide in during a mission gone wrong. Morty calls him out for how ridiculous it is, which by the way is fair. Sitting in fake acid until people leave? It's absurd, but Rick doesn't take criticism well. Instead of admitting the plan sucked, he decides to prove Morty wrong in the most extreme way possible. He builds Morty a device that lets him save and reload life like a video game checkpoint. At first, Morty thinks it's awesome. He goes wild with it, asking Jessica out, fixing mistakes, living carefree. He even builds a whole romance arc, falling in love and building a life with her. Then it all gets ripped away in one reset. And here's the punchline. Rick reveals it was all a trick. The save points weren't real. Every version of Morty's life where he reset, those deaths, those heartbreaks, those traumas, all real. Rick just merged them into one timeline to screw with him. Morty is left shattered. He just lived through dozens of lifetimes of pain, only to find out it was his own grandpa messing with him out of spite. If there was ever a time Morty should have said, "Yeah, I'm done with this guy," this was it. Rick didn't just endanger him, he tortured him.
Please, he's just a little boy. Let me talk to him.
Tell him we're very upset.
Morty, please, step back.
Number 3. Cronenberg Earth. This was in Season 1, Episode 6, Rick Potion number 9. We already touched on this one earlier, but let's be clear. This is one of the most disturbing things Rick has ever done to Morty. Morty wanted a simple love potion to make Jessica like him. Rick whipped it up, No problem. Except, oops, the potion spread across the entire planet. Instead of Jessica swooning, everyone becomes obsessed with Morty. Then Rick's fix mutates them into grotesque Cronenberg monsters. Rick, the genius who caused it, doesn't fix it. He doesn't even try that hard. Instead, he shrugs, says, "Welp," and abandons the planet. He drags Morty to another reality where they both just happen to die, and they bury their alternate corpses in the backyard. Morty literally watches his own corpse decompose outside his window for the rest of the series. Imagine being 14 and knowing you're living someone else's life because your grandpa destroyed your original world. This wasn't just a red flag. This was a nuclear explosion of reasons to ditch Rick.
Not fair? Give me a break. He is a selfish, irresponsible ass, and he left my mother.
Number 2, Rick's multiverse escapes. This is an ongoing pattern. If there's one thing Rick is consistent about, it's running away. Every time he screws up, he doesn't face the consequences. He abandons reality and drags Morty along for the ride. Cronenberg Earth? Abandoned. Toxic Rick and Toxic Morty? Abandoned. Countless realities where experiments failed? Abandoned. Instead of solving problems, Rick uses the multiverse as a giant reset button, and Morty pays the price every single time. Morty once asked, "Do you ever get tired of replacing people, Rick?" And Rick laughed it off. But that question says everything. Morty knows deep down that his entire life is disposable in Rick's eyes. This isn't just bad parenting, it's existential abuse. Rick teaches Morty that nothing matters, nobody is unique, and every world is just another place to screw up and leave behind. By now, Morty should have ditched Rick, not just for his own sanity, but for the chance to ever have a stable, real life.
Come on, Morty, luck had nothing to do with it. I'm great. That's the real reason.
Number 1. The Central Finite Curve. This was in Season 5, Episode 10, Rick Mirai Jack. Here we are, the single biggest reason Morty should have ditched Rick forever. In the Season 5 finale, we learn the truth about Rick's multiverse, and it's not just a playground of infinite realities. Nope, it's a cage that Rick himself helped build. Evil Morty reveals the existence of the Central Finite Curve. This barrier separates universes where Rick is the smartest man alive from universes where he isn't. In other words, Rick literally engineered a multiverse where he could never be outsmarted. That means every single adventure Morty has ever gone on, every world he's visited, every battle he's fought, all of it was inside a sandbox rigged in Rick's favor. Morty's whole life with Rick was curated, manipulated, and limited by his grandfather's ego. Think about that. Morty didn't get to explore infinity. He got to explore Rick's bubble, a multiverse where Rick always wins, where Rick always matters, and where Morty is just another pawn in Rick's endless chess game. And when evil Morty breaks free, he proves there's more. There's a true infinity out there, an infinity where Morty might actually matter, without Rick pulling the strings. This is the ultimate betrayal. Rick didn't just endanger Morty, traumatize him, or use him as a guinea pig. He trapped him in a reality designed to make Rick feel superior. Morty's entire existence with Rick was a lie.
Gonna use it to blow the curve. We do not want to be here.
What is the Central Finite Curve?
Q&A after our survival.
So there you have it. From Anatomy Park to the Purge Planet, from burying his own corpse to living through lifetimes of fake save points, Morty has had every reason in the multiverse to ditch Rick Sanchez.
But he hasn't. Maybe because Morty knows that without Rick, he's just another kid in just another world. With Rick, he gets adventure. He gets danger, chaos, and trauma, sure. But he also gets to matter, even if it's only as Rick's sidekick. That's the tragedy. Rick isn't just Morty's grandpa. He's Morty's prison. And the only way Morty can ever truly be free is to walk away. But what do you think? Should Morty have ditched Rick after the Cronenberg Earth fiasco? After the vat of acid torture? Or only after the truth of the Central Finite Curve came out? Drop your take in the comments. I want to know which betrayal was the final straw for you. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that portal gun of a notification bell. Until then, stay safe out there. And remember, don't trust Rick.